All right, so I've got our other computer here, this little hidden one down there, plugged in, and I pulled up the Mitchell. And so this is the timing setup here. So that little timing mark there is a sub timing mark, and the one right there is the one we were going off of with that line on the crank pulley. But these lines right here were what we were going off of rather than the dots. So the dots I just lined up. I lined up the dot down here. I redid the timing to the dots instead of the lines, instead of the slashes, which look like they're 30-degree marks. So I went over to the dots. I got those taken care of, the dots. And then I went ahead and timed it all up. So it should line up with the 0 instead of in the 5 mark. Because there's a 10, a 5, and a 0 on the timing cover. And it was kind of right about the 5. So hopefully everything else times out good still and everything looks awesome. It's not too bad though. So as far as everything goes with these guys, they do have these dots over here, and then there's a dot about over here as well. And if you go on the All Data or the Mitchell, it tells you to time them to those dots. But if anywhere you look online, every video, everything everywhere says do not use these dots. Time it off of the 30-degree marks, which is this line right here. And then you turn this cam all the way to the right as far as it goes. Like if I were to pull this belt off, it would free spin a little bit, and you turn it all the way as far as you can turn it to the right. And then you lock it there. I mean, it doesn't lock, it'll still free spin on its own, but you kind of put the belt on and hold it there. And then you get this one next, and this one, it's actually not perfectly straight up and down, it's a fuzz over. So you just make sure all that's lined up and right, and should work. All right, so we got the radiator back in, everything's all back together, and this thing's all timed out. We got it timed on the dots now, so we're gonna go ahead and see if this thing runs any better. As well as getting this thing all timed up, Jamie got this monster all fired up over here. Super clean single cam. Our buddy Willie's, a lot of purple jam going on. He really loves purple. This thing's really clean. No, they're working. They're working. Okay, so this thing seems to be revving a whole lot smoother and better. The only difference now is I preloaded the VVTi gear. So putting it on the lines, I had to preload that VVT gear all the way. And so I don't know if the owner, when he timed it, if he did that, and that could have been the whole problem the whole time. I mean, it was really sluggish before, but now it seems to be a lot better. And I retimed this thing 3 times, because the first time I did it with the dots off of the Mitchell, and then everywhere I looked, everyone said don't do that. So I retimed it to the lines, but I just spaced the VVTi gear and I just put it there. So then it still revs sluggish. So I took it all back apart and I turned that gear all the way to the right like they recommend, and now it seems to be just revving a lot quicker, a lot better. And so we're gonna go ahead and restrap it down, and hopefully it makes some good numbers. All right, so we got her all strapped back down. Hopefully she'll rip for him. Do it so we can push the car, but That's already double what we were making before. That's awesome. Darn cam gears. In the climb, yeah. Oh, you hit your cut? The boost cut, we hit the boost cut, heck yeah. We made some boost. 5,500 we hit our boost cut. That's awesome. Goofy built. Goofy fixed. Man, this thing is a ripper. Pretty sweet. It's now making threefold what it was making before. I mean, we got 300 instead of 100. It's pretty awesome.
Still got a good restriction somewhere. Yeah. That intercooler or something, just kind of killing it. At this boost level, we thought it was going to be more around, you know, 550.
Yeah.
So there's still something, but that is a very, very small restrictive intercooler. So
it is a small one, yeah.
So that might be our issue. You know, there's a few things. That I think that cam gear needs rebuilt.
Yeah.
So that's
there's a few videos I saw. Like a lot of guys say rebuilding them is important.
So basically, with it plugged in, we're not making power.
Yeah.
You know, we got it to build up a little on the hit.
And those are all those other ones where you were testing cam angles?
Yeah. So we got it to build up some on the hit, but we couldn't get it to ride through. So I think it's actually bleeding pressure through there. So with it unplugged, it's actually working.
Awesome.
Like it just stays at the one cam angle and it works.
Yeah,
so
it just lets it flow
rebuilt. That probably needs rebuilt. And then we've got, you know, our other restrictive air issue we've got to deal with. But the dude that built this started when he was 16,
he's younger
17
than me.
years
Yeah.
old. Like, dude, he's got a standalone in here.
He's got a Haltech in here.
And he's got
the
right wiring harness. Like, it doesn't have the stock ECU in it anymore.
Yeah, this isn't a Honda or nothing. It's a Lexus.
It's got a Wireworks harness in it. Like, everything works immaculate except the cam angle part.
Yeah.
So,
and it is almost like it's mechanical.
Yeah. So he's got,
you can't tune it out. It's stuck.
Yeah. So he's got some stuff he can keep building on. You know, for a first
fine
build
tuning
at
his skills.
17
Yeah.
years old, dude.
It's awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't complain about that. And he wired everything like through the wideband.
It's definitely a lot more than I did at 17.
Yeah, the wideband's wired into the ECU.
I just did a CRX single cam swap.
Yeah.
And that took me a couple weeks.
Yeah. I think you lost 20 bucks to me on that.
I did.
That was the beginning of it all.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna save this.
Yeah, that's awesome though. I mean, 333, that's a lucky number.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put our boost pipes back on, go around the intercooler real quick, see if the intercooler is restricting us, see if we can make a little bit more power real quick, and solve that. so the intake temps were pretty hot, so killed a little bit of power there. The intercooler probably still is restricting some, but it was a little too hot in the intake to have a huge power gain or a power gain at all. So we just gotta put the intercooler back and then we're good. All right, Sean's gonna go ahead and bust this pipe out in the morning, and then we're gonna go ahead and do that belt, and I'm sure a bunch of other jazz as well. That thing turned out pretty good, and you guys need to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt. Peace out.